Scientists, welcome back to Science 101. We have recently had a request to explain the concept of shadows. This request came from a student who was sitting in the shade, and about half an hour later they realised that they were now sitting in sunlight. I will explain how this works later, but first we need to understand how shadows are formed. So to start us off, let's look at shadows.
What are shadows?
Shadows are dark shapes that are created when an opaque object blocks out light. Opaque objects are hard and firm, whereas transparent objects are see-through and do not cause shadows as light can shine through them. Shadows can vary in shape and size. The shape of a shadow is affected by the shape of the object that is blocking out the light. The size of the shadow is affected by the position of the light in relation to the object, and how close the object is to the light source. As you can see, the closer the object gets to the light source, the bigger the shadow becomes. This is because the object blocks more light when it is closer to the light source rather than further away. So now we know what shadows are, let's look at how they are formed.
How are shadows formed?
Shadows are formed because light cannot shine through hard objects. The light that creates these shadows can either be natural or artificial, as they are created by humans. Light travels in a straight line, so the light source, the object, and the shadow will all be in line with each other. Now that we understand what shadows are and how they are formed, let's look at how shadows move throughout the day.
How do shadows change throughout the day?
We have seen that when a light source is at the same level of the object, it creates a longer shadow. But as the light source moves directly above the object, the shadow becomes smaller and smaller until the shadow is cast underneath the object, as we now know that light travels in a straight line. Throughout the daytime, the sun will rise, causing a long shadow behind this house. Sally will spend her morning in the shade reading a book. As the day progresses and the sun moves high in the sky, the shadow will slowly become shorter and shorter until the light is shining directly above the house. This will leave Sally without any shade, as the light will be travelling in a straight line onto the house, causing no shadow. The sun will then start to set in the afternoon, which will cause a shadow in the opposite direction. I hope we all now understand how shadows are formed. Now let's go outside and create some shadows!